All right, Coach, if you want to start out with just a brief opening statement, then we can do questions for the players first.
Can you hear me good, or do I need to have a mic? Okay. Obviously, great game, great environment. BYU is a tough place to win, and we knew it was going to be a real challenge. I thought for long stretches in the game we played great, and then they seemed to have the ability to do. They surmounted a hard charge at the end, and fortunate for us, I didn't think it was going to get to that point, but it did. I mean, they had the ball with 11 seconds to go, down one, and Brayden came up with a big time defensive play, and got the rebound and made 2 free throws. So it's a big time finish for us. And, we've been talking a lot about that, from going back to this summer, that there's going to be some games that come down to getting one stop. And we haven't been in a lot of them. So it was great to experience that and have it come out, our way.
Questions for Jaden or Brayden, please, first.
Brayden, take us through that final block. Rob Wright had hit a game winner earlier this year against Clemson. What were you thinking as the play unfolded?
Honestly, I was just thinking, my teammates have been having my back this whole year, and, that was the least I can do is help them in that position right there. So I just wanted to help them miss the shot and just try to get the rebound, and I seen that he was open. I just went for the block.
Jaden, what got you and Brayden going so early in this game, in your opinion?
I just feel like just making easy plays. Our bigs did a great job of creating open lanes and shots for us, and so we just able to hit those, and we had the flow early. So that was all.
Brayden and Jaden in this one, but they seem to have a concerted effort to take away the rim. You guys both hit a number of mid-range jump shots. Was that something you planned on prior to the game, knowing that they would try to play drop coverage, or how did that come about while playing the game? Was it just all feel, or was that a preconceived decision that you guys would be looking for shots in the mid-range?
Yeah, I think it was just more like a read and react type of flow. That they're so far behind that you just shoot the midi. If they come up, go all the way. Pretty simple.
I feel like you executed the scouting well, so you had 24 points. But
I mean, AJ's really good. I mean, you can do a great job on AJ, and he can still score 30. I mean, just he's a really unique player in college. We haven't seen a lot of guys like him that just are so proficient at getting fouled. So it makes for a tough guard. I mean, a lot of our guys haven't played against him, so especially, and then none of them played against him in a college setting, because obviously he's continuing to get better. So, I thought once we got through the initial kind of feel of how to guard him, I thought our guys did a pretty good job.
Any other questions for the players? I'm going to let them go.
Yeah, Jaden,
Okay. Go ahead, Saul.
Jaden, down the stretch of a couple of games this year, you guys have had a little bit of trouble beating the press. What do you learn from this game, since it's been such a long stretch in between the last time it kind of happened?
That's what we work on in practice. On the road, games are going to come down to being press breaks, and I feel like we did a decent job. We got to watch the film, still got a lot of stuff to clean up. I shouldn't have got to that point, but we did a great job, and we still got a lot to clean up.
Brayden, just in terms of the freshman class, you, Koa, AJ, what do you make of all this, all the hoopla you guys are getting as one of the best freshman classes in the country?
I feel like we just getting better each and every day. Even I feel like we have the best freshmen on our team in the whole nation, with Yvonne, Ceedee, Mabille, Dwayne, and it's just getting better every day, and just continue to have that growth mindset. That's what we need.
In the back, yep.
Yeah, obviously AJ's had plenty of hype coming in, but you as a freshman, was that a matchup you were looking forward to?
I mean, yeah, of course, because he's one of the better players out there. But I kind of go into every game just trying to dominate in every aspect: rebounding, defending, playmaking.
Anything else for the players?
Jaden, it seemed like some of these, especially on the road, are you playing? Do you feel like you're playing more aggressively, or it seemed like tonight really came out?
Just taking with the defense, what they're giving us. They were in the gaps, and my teammates believe in me, throwing me the throw ahead passes, and just trying to go out there and play for my teammates.
All right, we'll let the players go. Coach, stick around for a few more minutes.
Great.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, I know that there was some thought that you might start with Yvonne on AJ.
Yeah.
What went into the decision?
I mean, probably nothing we need to share publicly. We knew we were going to give him a lot of different looks, and and it wasn't anything crazy. There was no we knew over the course of the game we were going to have to give them different looks, and so we just kind of started that way, and it felt like that could, maybe, we were going to see how it goes, and we would adjust from there.
Is it a little bit more comfortability with Koa starting on him since they are familiar with each other?
I mean, I don't think so. I think it was just kind of how the matchups worked out. We felt best, doing that, and yeah, I mean, then Yvonne had his chance guarding him, Dwayne had his chance guarding him, Tobe had his chance guarding him. JB and Deli ended up on him. I mean, you put who you want on them, and they're going to try to go pick a matchup. So at some point it almost becomes irrelevant who you put on them. I mean, they're going to go try to target somebody and get in their perception, a matchup advantage. So, at the end of the day, everyone has to be able to kind of carry their weight defensively on them.
In the first half, you guys outscored BYU 13-0 in points off of turnovers. You were able to force 9 turnovers in the first half. What do you feel like you did right early on defensively?
Man, I just thought I thought our activity was good, and I think we were opportunistic. I don't think it was any crazy scheme or anything like that. There's no geniuses here. It was just guys out there playing hard, playing basketball, and maybe had an opportunity to create an advantage for us and making a play in the gaps or something like that. So, we want our players to have the freedom to kind of do that kind of stuff.
What do you think happened from your vantage point in that final minute that got BYU that opportunity?
Well, listen, I mean, I have an All-American point guard, and I don't know if he got fouled or not, but it's not too often you see a jump ball and then no calls like that, at the end of a game. And, I'm really confident with the ball in JB's hands, and I kind of wanted to save our timeout. Obviously, in hindsight, I would have done something different. And at the end of the day, listen, you just can't put it in the ref's hands. You got to be cleaner. We gave up free offensive free throw rebounds. I mean, I know Yvonne had the ball, had it over his head. They made a nice play, tipped it out. JB has the ball there. They make a play. And then AJ picks up the one, and we foul him so it doesn't get in. It turns into a flagrant one. I mean, so this tough stuff. I mean, it felt like everything at the end kind of went against us. But you know what? Our guys have competitive character and hung in there and found a way. But that easily could have went the other way for sure.
Was the timeout you called at 12 seconds, was part of that just to kind of cool things down? You have Brayden go.
I mean, I just wanted to kind of see what they're setting up and then just talk to our guys. I didn't want to, hey, if we lose, I didn't want to have that in my back pocket and regret not, kind of giving our guys a little bit of a plan. And, so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But listen, the kid got to point blank. I mean, fortunately they didn't call a foul. I mean, we had the same situation at home against them last year. They got down close to the rim and they called a foul and we lost the game, So, I mean, just how it goes sometimes.
Were you surprised it was Rob Wright on that final play instead of AJ?
I don't know. I mean, listen, they threw the ball to Rob Wright deep, against our baseline out of bounds defense, and he came with a head of steam. And I haven't seen the film to see where the gaps are, where the other guys are, even where AJ was. So, I don't know why. I mean, listen, Rob Wright's a really good player and a winner, so I'm sure, he probably felt comfortable doing that, and they probably felt comfortable with him, making that play as well. It just didn't work out. It could have easily worked out.
Coach, two more questions for Coach.
Jaden provided such a steadying presence. It seems like, especially in the first half when things weren't super clicking offensively, his ability to just create for himself in the mid-range is just so crucial. How important is that ability of his, and how impressed are you with just his growth since one?
Well, listen, I think obviously JB's playing at all. He's played at an All-American level all year, and I mean that's I don't need to be the one promoting that. That's obvious. I think the thing that's not talked about with JB enough is just how much better he's gotten over the course of his college career. And JB gets all the credit for that. JB is incredible character. He's a hard worker. He kind of waited his turn and he was patient. And for a kid that, was highly ranked like he was, he stuck to a process. So he and his family get a lot of credit for that. And I think because he stuck with that process, I think he's going to be rewarded with a great long basketball career.
Coach, second straight year, you guys get a win in Burries. There's just the challenge of coming into this building and getting wins. And
well, fortunate for me, I've played here a lot, so I know how hard it is, and I got a tremendous amount of respect for the BYU basketball program and the legacy they have. And so, we coming here, it's got our full attention. And, I know that, you're not always going to come out on the winning side, but we really wanted this challenge for our team. This was a great opportunity for us, win or lose, and we approached it as such. Obviously it's a quick turnaround. We played Saturday, and we really only were able to kind of walk through yesterday. So our guys get a lot of credit. Our coaching staff, deserves a lot of credit for the preparation, and fortunately we made one more play than they did tonight. where it felt like for stretches, you know, we made a lot more plays than them, but they were able to kind of close the gap. So we'll evaluate that and figure out why. But, you know, I'm going to tip my hat to BYU, and I'm going to tip my hat to our players.
Thanks, Coach.
What do you got? What do you got, Bruce?
Sorry, you've talked about Brayden and his competitiveness and the way he's played lately. Is there a fine line there where, you know, he gets that flagrant, you know, where he's?
I mean, it's hard. Guys, this game's hard. I mean, like, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's hard. I mean, you know, I don't know what happens in some of these reviews. They're tough. They're tough. It seems like every time they go to a review, you know, like, you know, I mean, come on, it's a good basketball play. I mean, you're not trying to hurt a guy. I mean, you're literally got an All-American player point blank. What are you supposed to do? Get out of the way and let him dunk it on you? Like, I mean, come on, guys. We all played basketball growing up. You foul. You foul, and you can't give up an and one, or your coach is going to yell at you. It's just tough. It's just tough. It's tough. You know, Tobey's deal was tough. That's tough. But, again, we did have great officials tonight. So I don't know if it's the officials' fault or just the way they're trying to administer the rules. But guys, that really didn't have anything to do with the game. I'm just saying that. I'm talking on when the refs are going to evaluate stuff, and, you know, for flagrant ones, it's tough. It's tough. And we had a couple games ago where they literally flopped and, like, were grabbing our guys' arms and putting them up in their face, and they were asking for appeals, and there's no penalty for – it should be a technical foul. If you call for an appeal and it's not, it should be a technical foul. Like, there's got to be something on the line here. So I don't know. I mean, that's a conversation for another day. Great environment. Super impressed with BYU's team. Coach Young's a great coach, doing a great job. We were fortunate enough to make one more play than them tonight, and I'm looking forward to a couple days off.
Thanks, Coach.
See you guys.
Thanks, Coach.